Welcome to StarCraft 2 King of the Hill. 8 players will enter this free-for-all showdown, but only one will be crowned the victor. Not necessarily by annihilating their opponents, but instead by controlling this small point in the center of the map 3 times, once at the end of each round. You can see the round timer in the top right. There's a few other key details we'll cover momentarily. But first, I think it's going to take a little longer than usual, so let's introduce the players. Let's go around the horn. At the 1 o'clock in the blue, the Zerg, it's Anticor. Over to his right, Meven, the green Terran. Moving down, Zyder, the yellow Zerg. And rounding it out, Zyamik, the orange Protoss player. Now over to the left, Ilias, the purple Protoss to the south. Next to him, Templar, the pink Protoss. In cyan, light blue, HyperOne. Over to the top left. And last but not least, we have the Terran in the bluish-green teal, Hanmana. And before we get into the extra details of this incredibly creative mode, I'd like to ask if you want to see more creativity and more, I guess, variety outside of, obviously, the top-tier pro games. It'd be awesome if you could like and subscribe. It is a bit of a risk as a content creator who is pretty well established in what we're doing most days. As much as I like watching Dark versus Hero and Clem versus Max Packs and occasionally Max Packs versus Dark, I do enjoy watching something a little bit different, and hopefully you do as well. So, if you enjoy, it'd be awesome if you could support. And Jimmy, what are we? 1,184 likes on this cast, on this experience, and I'll cast another one. Not necessarily the exact same mode, but we'll try to sprinkle in a little more variety, as there's so much out there. And this is something of a tournament match, from my understanding. These are some of the best players of this mode. While the clan tags may be similar, I do remind you, it is indeed a free-for-all. And now, some of the little details. This is the Beast of the Hill mod, made by Beastie Cutie, former Terran player, now enjoying his retirement. Age of Empires 4 professional play. But it, instead of destroying your opponents, you simply control the point at the end of the round. Of course, the details are, it must be uncontested. But there is a priority to what contesting means. Ground units are prioritized over cloak ground units, air units over cloaked air, and so on and so forth. If somebody ends up getting eggs onto the point, I feel like they should just take it. If either of these 2 Zergs manage to do that, but we already see Reapers contesting over the Zealots. One more key point, and why we're already seeing fighting, is if you control it all alone, 10 minerals a second. That is about half a base of minerals, 600 minerals a minute. So, quite a significant boost to anyone who's able to control it, even outside the end of the rounds. So we'll see how much people will vie for it before the round timer starts ticking down. We do have a surprisingly relatable Reaper versus Zergling battle happening over to the north side. Anticor and Hanmano just slapping at each other. It's like Anticor will have more than enough Zerglings to clear that up. Anticor Reaper rushing me. Hanmano complains about ping. Anticor complaining about the Terran blaming lag. So far we're off to a typical start. Sorry, too many Europeans. I don't know what the spread of players is here, but they're all going to be converging soon. Next round is in 1 minute. The scores, 0-0. We're actually going to have to go to the player cam. By the way, I think this observer interface was the best option. Believe it or not, there aren't a lot of observer interfaces designed for 8-player free-for-all. But I think this does a pretty good job of getting the basics here. Alright, Templar holding the center. Here comes Zyder. And recall at a critical moment. I don't know how many players actually know about the proxy gate from HyperOne here. But Zerglings and Banelings waiting for an opportunity on either side. One sentry kind of stuck out. Apparently the dog statues here. Oh, the map name is Dogside. And there's just shrines to dogs throughout it. appreciate it. Has a pretty cool look to it. All right, Lings and Banes. Well, mutually assured destruction. The Stalkers blinking in from both sides. The point is contested. Zerglings continue to pile in from the north and the south. There are no Terrans getting involved whatsoever. Another set of Stalkers gonna dip their toe in towards the point. It is just that little circle, to my understanding. But he was able to box him out. Anticore ends up getting the point with the Zerglings. The first one on the board. Anticore is now up 1-0. But how much did he hurt his economy to do that? We're looking at the worker count across the board here. Yeah, well, looks like Xiamek, who made a small effort, is at 55 probes. The Zergs definitely cut into their economies to contest that point early on. The timer's already ticking down every 5 minutes. I'm not sure if it's affected by the overtime or not. But a hearty contest there at the very start. But we'll see if Anticore is able to follow it up. They're clearly, at least half the players kind of let the initial battle go. I think in order to build up and home and focus on the later game. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I think that would be my strategy going into this, is maybe send a unit or two so you can potentially snipe the first point, but mostly focus on building up. And, yeah, looking at the supplies here, we do have HyperOne with quite a strong Immortal Stalker army. Anticore still able to hold on to the center. Our Zergs are overall struggling economically, as fighting over that first point with Mass-Laying Bane is definitely going to cut into your drone count. Han Mono is going for a strong mech composition. Ooh, the Protoss battling it out. Johnny, peace, peace. Diplomacy is happening. I don't know who Shiny is, but there is someone knocking on his door. Diplomacy, you know, if everyone can see it, I think it's fair. All right, you're allowed to make alliances. I'm not sure who's saving who, because this is happening on the doorstep of Templar's base. They're just fighting it out on the front lawn, and Templar, do you love me? Let's not bring our feelings into this, because Zealots don't care about your feelings. Charging in. Templar still getting hit. It doesn't really matter which Protoss, he's just caught in the middle. 90 seconds on the center. Anticore still gathering those extra minerals. A nuclear missile is on the way from Meven. Are you playing BC again? Ah, yes, indeed. This is not the first game that many of these players have played. Han Mono with some strong words. He's going mass siege tank. I need money. I'm not sure if there's any sort of way to get money outside of the conventional means in the center point, but we'll see. Don't kill CC. Oh, HyperOne just wanders by and takes it out. The supplies, well, Xiamek is currently at a significant supply lead, 147. Whereas no one else on the map, Meven's at 124. There's a lot of supply blocks happening, I'm noticing, guys. But it is a stressful moment. 30 seconds on the clock. Meven is setting up to nuke the center here. A bold choice. He's waiting for his moment. You gotta be careful. There's 3 observers from Ilias. Of course, they only observe for the player who owns them. So that creates a weird scenario. Meanwhile, siege tanks are able to hit this hatchery. Nuclear launch detected. There's another red dot on top of the red dot now. 10 seconds. And everybody, you know, if you're there at exactly the right time, this is, you know, the nuke is perfect. Oh my god. And that is still contested. Drops in a mule to try to... They're still fighting over. There's some Zerglings. Xyandor gets it with the Zerglings. Another Zerglings. How instant replay. How did this happen? The nuke lands, hitting the mule as it comes down. The Zerglings underneath. How did you even get in there? I think it's actually like the inner circle. I don't know. Oh my god, who's using the diva announcer? I'm not even surprised. Oh, Han Mono. Meanwhile, Anticor didn't even try here. Instead is eviscerating Han Mono's base, now regretting the fact that he didn't go battlecruiser. Han Mono embodying every Terran as he uses some choice words to respond to these attacks. I will kill you if you don't kill Ilias. HyperOne is now doing a bit of proxy diplomacy. There's a Nidus onto the back left island base. In other news, there's an island base with which Meven clearly knows about, as he's mining from it. Another Nidus. That is going to be cause for concern for the entire map, and not a single person will know where that Nidus is besides Anticor here. I controlled the spawns and made it this way. I don't know if that's true. I think he's just trying to stir them up, and I approve. But with these more curated modes, sometimes that is the case. All right, now even the observers. And now you, dear viewer, you're next on the agenda for Han Mono. It looks like somehow HyperOne... Oh, he was going to try to take that top left island. Island? I combined island and pylon. Well, 90 seconds. The rounds keep ticking down. That nuke really punctuating things there. I love the choice from Meven. Well... So somehow the Zergs have gotten 2 points to none. We'll see if they're able to follow it up. Anticor wiped out Han Mono, the first real elimination. He's not dead, but he's certainly not doing great, as he can't even mine from his main. He has to repair. He's 4,000 minerals and no way to spend it. Han Mono gonna continue chiming in. Finally, the proxy gate may get taken out. There's a bunch of probes. Oh, Templar's dead. Oh, I didn't realize the Protoss Civil War had concluded. Templar is dead, indeed. That is the rest of what he has. He has 1 pylon left. I don't know if that was left intentionally. All right, Han Mono throwing some Korean in. I'm sure those are nice and complimentary words as well. "15 seconds. Nuclear launch detected, but this time the ghost will be taken out. Disruptor shot center mass. Is able to get away. Danger close. More Ruptors. Fighting over at 5 seconds. Here comes the entire neighborhood, and then some. Lings and Babes. The point is contested. Storms over everything. The Zerg are certain. Wait, what? Oh, instant ref. I wanna. Ow. Okay. Nuke coming in. The Zerglings again? How does he... Okay. We're gonna slow it down. There must be a single point right in the center there. Or... Either way. Well, Zayder wins it. I don't know if the overseers factor in, but... Or not here. We just call balls and strikes here. And it looks like Zayder at 2 out of 3. He's 1 point from victory. And now that may very well make him a target.
They're harassing your SCVs.
Oh, that was our Terran player using Diva here. He's migrating to HyperOne's base. We'll see how much he likes the Terrans, making a home of it. Right mid. Yep, Zyomech is fully ready to encourage his fellow competitors. Now, this is the danger of being in a winning position at this stage of the game. 2 out of 3, well, there's still enough players. I don't even think Zayder expected to get it. He's suffering from success here. And now he's being targeted. Banshees and Hell Clones. He has no army really to speak of. A couple infestors, but otherwise, essentially, he's just dead. Oh, no. Meanwhile, Han Mono, he's allowed refuge inside the Protoss base and immediately drops a bunch of mules and starts mining his minerals. Which is, you know, Terrans are the kind of people who keep their shoes on when they come in your house. I'm just saying. Here's Meven, who kept his shoes and his cyclones on inside Zyder's base. Zyder just being excised from the game. He had the gall to win not 1 but 2 points. And now is very likely to run out of buildings before... Oh, wait, Meven fighting up against HyperOne, who's on the other side of the map right now. I think he was coming for Zyder, but now realizes, go away, and he does. He was coming for the Zerg, and he found the Terran. He was able to get out! What a play! Zyder still has hope. What about a neural... How does it work if you neural parasite a unit? On the point. At the last second. How does that go? Meven is trying to just completely wipe him out of the map. Does he have neural parasite done? He does. So that is technically an option. Meven has maintained something of a non-aggression pact with the Zerg to the north, Antikor, who has now taken a significant portion of the map. But the maxed out Zerg army is not usually known for being... Once again, Hanmano keeps trying to rebuild at HyperOne's base. I legitimately can't tell if HyperOne is just too distracted to deal with this, or if Hanmano just keeps being annoying. And por qué no los dos? Well, here come the Pro Ultralisks as well. And Disruptor shots. Oh my god, the Zerg steal it again! Oh, let's kill Anti. The Protoss may have to make a lore-accurate union in order to wipe out the Zerg, but another instant replay. The Disruptor shots. The Disruptor killed all the Adepts inside, and Antikor rolled in with one more unit at that moment. What a play. Well, I think there needs to be a little more effort put into zoning things out. Hanmano has somehow found a base. I killed Han. Well, no, he's still... I think he's mostly in the game in order to demonstrate his vocabulary of 4-letter words in the chat, as otherwise he has nothing really left to compete with. The Ultras fighting Archons, a pretty decent army for fighting Ultras here, but there are so many of them. And Antikor should have enough money to replenish it. Yeah, he'd have 4k minerals, not that much gas. What are the upgrades? Oh my god, he's got +2, +2. What about HyperOne? He's got 3-3 done. The Stalkers should eventually be able to whittle this down. Those classic Ultras being taken out. 2 minutes. We got 2 points. Somehow, I really thought the Zergs would struggle here, but I'm realizing that just the ability... And now, yeah, this is the typical free-for-all experience, where eventually it becomes less of a strategy game and more of politics, which you could argue is a strategy game, but just more painful. And of course, people could just lie, which, you know, is politically accurate there as well. If the other players in the game just lied about attacking Antikor here and set themselves up to take the point on time, then they may very well be able to get it. That's Antikor base. Meanwhile, HyperOne still trying to recruit those to his cause of keeping others from winning. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, but hopefully is self-interested enough in order to help. Zerglings running by. Antikor managed to take that top left. We only got 40 seconds till the next round. Round 5 here. Zyder, by the way, you know, I'm rooting for him. He snuck 2. It looks like he's gonna go for the Neural. Is there an observer with that army? There's no way I'm gonna get... I'm taking you down with me. If there's a scan, though, all those infestors could die horribly. 15 seconds. Zyder with so many infestors underneath. If he gets the right unit at the right time, I have no idea what happens. But I feel like a scan could ruin this. He goes for it. He neural parasites. The point is contested. Scans across the board. It looks like he mostly got the carriers. What's happening now? More storms. Terrible, terrible damage. And, oh, he managed to neural parasite an Archon, but it wasn't enough. The infestors are taking out Zyder. HyperOne wins the day. Zyder with a brave attempt. Instant replay here. Slow it down as much as we can. He does still get that neural in the center. I truly don't know what would happen if the neural was the only one left. I think that counts as a temporary unit in the priority list. But he knocks out. He's able to body block. And yes, just barely. He's able to hold on to that point. HyperOne, the victor of round 5. And that puts a non-Zerg on the board here. 1 point. 2 for Zyder, 2 for Anticore. With Mass Infestor dead. Yeah, Zyder still rebuilding, but it appears that the bases have a normal amount of minerals and gas. Which means we are mining out of many of them now. Hanmano still has not managed to... Really, sir? He's let you live this long, and you're gonna nuke his base? That's what you're here for? This is the most typical Terran play. Alright. Well, HyperOne. I don't know if he's keeping him here as like a pet. It looks like he's finally just gonna deal with him. Because launching a nuke at my base is a bit, you know, that is not what nice guests do. It's pretty low on the list. No longer is control of the center of the map as critical. I hate society. Well, that is, he's really casting a wide net now. Gotten a lot less specific. A bunch of probes being sacrificed, I assume, for more army supply. Anticore, well, struggling. Under fire here from Meven's 3-3 Hell Clone. Another Nidus. That one towards the center of the map, but Anticore is losing most of his tech. He's down to 130 supply. He's got, oh my god, he's got 43 infestors. Wow. All right. Now he's taking Zyder's strat to the next level. Meven starting to poke and prod. Zymek here. Oh! Big disruptor hit. How much money does Meven have? 10k, 6k. I think he'll be okay. And then some. Realizing now there are watchtowers in these little pools to the side. HyperOne's starting to build up some static defenses. How many nukes? Meven has 6 nukes. He fires off 1. He fires off 3. Disruptor shots already softening things up. Is the timing good? He's just going for... Okay, here we go. Here comes the neighborhood. The red dots are everywhere, but that I don't think he realized about the nukes. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god! There's no units. No one wins. Nuclear hellfire. I guess the nuke knocked them out the split second before and literally broke it. I have to assume if no one's touching it, then no one wins. It's not just... Is that a feature? So, Meven. So we have one Terran player lamenting society and the other one breaking the game. But neither of them have managed to pick up a point yet. There is somebody using neural parasite somewhere. Oh, Zyder is switching to Protoss here. Unfortunately, Zymek is unhappy about that, as the probe that... That's a brave attempt, but unfortunately it's not going to work. He's going to take that base for himself. Wait, did somebody get a point off that? No, nobody got a point. That's just it. Nobody got anything. The timing of the nuke was so perfect that nobody was touching it at exactly the time it ticked down, which is quite a quirk. Hanmano refuses to leave the game. He will continue running around with it. Somehow he has 3 command. I don't know how many command centers he lost. But well, where are we? HyperOne, 192 supply, Meven 200. Ilias and Zymac near 200. Hanmano remains emotionally in the game. Zyder remains technically in the game. Templar has been wiped out. Anticore is on Mass Infestor. And we are still at least, well, if Zyder or Anticore are able to snipe it, they win. Otherwise, there's at least 2 rounds for anyone else. The map is starting to become quite sparse here. Disruptor shots, 30 seconds. Ooh, big hits. And more. Will Meven be there in time? It takes about 20 seconds for a nuke to land. He timed it perfectly before, but he's not going to quite be there this time around. Which means somebody will be on the point, very likely. Infestors for both sides. The Zerg are just looking to borrow some Terror to Protons here to 10 seconds, 8 seconds. Looks like Zyder might not be the one to get it. Anticore goes for the Neural Parasite on top of everything. More Blink Stalkers, feedbacks across the board. Whose units are whose? Anticore owns half the Stalkers here. The point is still contested. Here comes Meven, bullying his way through. Those Terran units trying to get involved, but Ilias is able to block out. Ilias holds. And instant replay. One more on that whole fight. We're gonna slow it down. Disruptor shots to start things off. Obliterating much of that stronger Protoss army. Anticore comes in, Neural Parasite on whatever he could get a hold of pretty much. The Ultralists just implode. Meven comes in from the back. Just a little too late, we find by the end, but storms on everything. They don't discriminate. The Archons busting in. Anticore eventually getting wiped out. Still a few Neurals. Down go the carriers. Meven looks like he's gonna bully his way onto the point, but the Archons, with power overwhelming, are able to block them physically out for long enough. What a spiteful disruptor. So at the end of the day, wow. No one even close to 200 supply. How many resources left? Meven has enough to rebuild. Ilias has enough as well. Hanmano is also still in the game. HyperOne. Let's see what he's got. HyperOne is at 100 supply with almost no gas. Anti is still alive. I have 18 supply, says Anticore, which is not a lie. Zyder is doing what he can. I don't even know. How did he get off this? Oh, he has Dropper Lords. And he's burrowing Ling. Zyder still has a dream. 2 minutes. I assume this is Meven scanning across the board. Just try to take stock of things. I think there are some no, those are just the Templar. Anticore has the Infestors in the center of the map. The Zerg, 2 points apiece and relegated to the sidelines for the most part. I am playing Wings of Liberty right now. 6 drones to... Hanmano, oh god. He's found an island. And now he's got to rely on everyone else keeping the game going for long. Well, There's only so many resources on one base. Actually, I think this has been mined to be... I'm not sure if maybe Templar had it earlier. But the sides are starting to become consolidated. We do have... Well, the northern quadrant is almost entirely... There's a few bases still with minerals here. But 40 seconds left. What do you think? He's just building more depots. He's not supposed... It's unclear why. Anyways, Meven is setting up. Ilias as well. 1 point apiece. The pre-nukes, I think a little late here. Okay, sir. Okay. That's enough. 5 seconds. 2, 1. The nuke! Ilias got it! It was a little late! Oh! Meven just... with nuclear hellfire blocked himself. Did we change the color of the... Ilias got the point. Indeed he did. The nukes were just a split second late. He held his ground. HyperOne now, the backseat commander, as he has made great efforts towards winning. And what have they resulted in? He's got 1 point and no money. So far, the nukes have not helped Meven achieve the objective, but instead, at best, denied the others. Things have slowed down as the mining is mostly limited to these center bases. Wait a second. But why? Anticore trying to gain more minerals, I guess, maybe?
Assimilation successful.
Okay. I can't tell if the rounds are quicker or the game just keeps feeling like it's going by faster. But another round is counting down. 90 seconds. Zyder is still alive. Zyder has Nexi throughout the map. Ilias, his greatest defense, winning. Don't you get tired of it, Ilias. Don't you have any shame? Have you tried not winning? It does seem that the feelings are coalescing around destroying Ilias overall, but 60 seconds, Meven, much of his army is committed quite far away from the point. He's probably the only real competitor here. Zymek has a maxed out army, but he doesn't have much gas. Ilias is gonna intercept all those cyclones. Most of them will die before the round even gets close to commencing. And, well, all it needs is one more round. Meven doesn't have any nukes this time around. Zyder! Remember, he's got 2 points, but here comes Meven. Meven, he forgot to buy nukes, which is probably a good thing for everyone. Well, 10 seconds. The armies are incredibly dangerous. Here we go. Anti-armor missile point is clearly contested. And everything coming in. Mules being dropped. I don't know if they count. Just jamming it in the storm. The Zymek manages to get it. All right, instant replay here. It has to be. All right, 20 seconds left. Unfortunately for Zyder. Zymek somehow gets a stalker onto the point with just enough time. 10 seconds. Anti-armor missile to the center. Pretty smart move there. The disruptor shot as well. More mules. The stalker in the center. I think there's a disruptor. a disruptor landed, and I think wiped out just enough of the center that a stalker got jostled in from Zyamech. Quite a free-for-all in there. Nobody really able to get a consistent upper hand. And suddenly, Zyamech left as the only one with over 150 supply. Wait, okay, those are Ilias's DTs. Zyamech was actually killing some of Ilias's production. I'm not sure if he's referencing a more meta tournament there, but this is just one game of several rounds. But if you guys would like to see more rounds, of course, like and subscribe. Though, well, what are we at? We gotta go to one of the player cameras for the score. Yeah, Anticore still 2. You can't get a point.
Are getting wrecked.
Wait, is that Han Mono? No. It's just both Terrans are using the Diva announcer. Okay. Where was I?
Mineral field.
Zyder at 2 points. Anticore at 2 points. HyperOne at 1. Zyamech 1. Ilias 1. 2 minutes on the clock. Wait, this is Anticore's Nexus, which is why we see drones and probes mining. Making for a bit of a confusing sight. The infestors will be spotted. 1 minute on the clock. He tries. Oh, Anticore just tried to live. Most Zergs kind of relegated to burrowing infestors around the map. Some drones out here. Meven at 150 supply. Zyamech still. He's got money, and he can rebuild with plenty of Ruptors. Zyamech in a pretty good spot to take it home. Actually coming out as the most consistent late game player so far. Meven clearing up Ilias. But little do they know, Zyamech is in a position to maintain his economy. Meven also has enough, but he's running out of minerals. I don't know how many other resources. Yeah, Ilias has a decent amount, but his production has not kept up because it's being slaughtered by Meven. Disruptor shots will just wipe out most of this. 20 seconds on the round, by the way. I'm not scared of you. And who's left to contest? Nukes on the center? Ilias is sending in adepts. Oh, come on, not like this. Oh my god. He got the nukes again! He backed off the nukes! Oh my god, the adepts got it in the split second before the nukes landed. Temporary units like the mule do not count. The adept beats it if they're contested. The only way was to have actual ground. Oh my. The adept shaded it in between the nukes. The first nuke took out the stalkers. And then the adept shade completed before the second nuke. Oh my god, beautifully done. The nuke. Oh, the stalkers blink in. Another nuke. But before the next nuke could land, the adepts complete the shade, and Ilias claims victory. Oh no, Meven, the architect of destruction, sets up Ilias for the victory. Wow, 8 players entered. Han Mono still in the game at the end. Quite a dramatic. So, while there's not going to be a perfect system for any of this, I do enjoy the focused nature of the Beast of the Hill mod. And certainly created a lot of drama here. So, what do you think? I hope it was easy enough to follow, or at least entertaining. Thank you. I believe it was the HyperOne team. Let me see if I specifically who sent it in. as they're the ones putting on tournaments. But this was certainly an experience. After thousands of units and hundreds of angry comments, we have a victor. At the end of the day, it is Ilias 3, Zydar with 2, Anticore 2, and Atron and Xiamak getting 1. So quite a close game, a dramatic one, but at the end of the day, throwing shade seems to be the best strategy. I hope you enjoyed something a little bit different. Let me know if there are other sorts of mods or kind of custom games, especially more competitive ones, that you'd like to see or can recommend. This was a recommendation from Discord as well, if you haven't yet joined my Discord. But it'd be awesome if you could like and subscribe and check out all those things. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.